we're about ready to go into our next panel, which is crafting an irresistible omni-commerce journey. And now to begin, I would like to introduce for you this session, the country head and board of director, Indonesia MMA Global Indonesia. You know her very well. Can we have a round of applause for the beautiful Miss Shanti Tolani? All right, welcome Miss Shanti. And of course, our panelists, please join me in extending a warm welcome to the CDO and VP Marketing, Digital Business and Technology, Domino's Pizza Indonesia, Mr. Mayank Singh. Great to have you today, sir. And of course, please welcome the Managing Director of Accenture PTE Limited. Please welcome Ms. Tasneem Juzer Lightwala. And also please welcome co-founder YMT-Ads and Modcard.io. Please welcome Mr. Prashant Choudhary. And of course, joining us is the country head of WeTV Indonesia, WeTV Indonesia. Please give you a round of applause, Ms. Lesley Simpson. All right, panel, thank you so much for joining us. And Ms. Shanti, the floor is yours.
First of all, selamat siang semuanya. Terima kasih, you're all still here. It just reflects on how awesome you are. The willingness to learn, the willingness to listen to, such thought leaders, the willingness to kind of, gain the experience. Luar biasa, tepuk tangan dong untuk kalian semuanya. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, you're still awake. If you need more coffee, just let my team know. All right? But thank you, terima kasih, bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu. This is pretty much the biggest set of panelists we have today. I'm going to do my best to make it. I know we're running short of time. I know it's rather challenging. I can't read without my specs. I know it's rather challenging to kind of like put everything together in 25-30 minutes, but we'll try our best, okay? So thanks once again. And we heard tadi Pak Hadi bilang omni-channel topik itu udah 7 tahun ke belakang, and I'm thinking, loh, kok 7 tahun? We're talking about it now because there's so much that has happened, right? So much that has happened. COVID happened in between, and now COVID seems like such a long time ago. Of course, I know some people who are still affected by that, but still, it's just, things have opened up now, right? Indonesia is actually one of the largest online populations in the world, and it's rapidly growing with almost 30 million people transacting online. Whether it's, shopping, entertainment, OTT, streaming, social media, gaming, music streaming, news, and whatever else, right? I mean, that's basically 197 million Indonesians who are active on the open internet. But on the other side of the spectrum, the world has opened up, the markets have opened up, and everyone wants to have that experience going out all over again and, and building on that. So now, for brands and marketers, it's another challenge altogether, right? How do you combine that dual experience? Now that's key. So today we're going to talk about how brands can tailor-make their services for their consumers. So let's get into the session so that the bell doesn't ring on us as earlier. Sorry about that. So, Mayank, since you're on the lucky side, from a brand's perspective, what is that one major change that you have witnessed in the aspect of customer behavior, right? Like, what do you think has drastically changed, and whether you think that's going to continue, or are you anticipating something even more, What's your perspective?
So, pertama, Om Swastiastu, hello and namaste semua.
Luar biasa, thank you.
I think that's the little bit of Bhasha that I know. I've learned in the last 5 years. So that's a very interesting question about the consumer behavior. And personally, I believe the consumer behavior is actually a romantic relationship between the brand and its consumers. And it goes through those normal phases. If I have to see traditionally they used to be for a Domino's kind of environment where we are the boy and the consumers are the prospecting girls. That's where the easiest way to reach them out was phone calls, walk-ins. Today is Tinder, which is about convenience. And that's what digital has been giving it to us. And that's where this whole journey starts. And it goes about the change of the consumer behavior, which I call as the girlfriend's mood swings. And that has been changing in last 5 years. Specifically, if you see, a lot has changed because COVID was there, then recession, inflation, and whatnot. And which becomes very important at how you are still relevant, how you are reading those consumers and those behavior, and what are you going to do. So the important aspect to that becomes your key driver, which is how are you easing out the whole convenience journey, that you become more relevant to the consumer, and they still become being your prospective girlfriend that you are approaching. And which is where I'll tell you some stuff that we have been doing. When this COVID was on, the behavior which was changing was consumer didn't want it to go to stores. And you were wearing those masks. The touchability was a big issue. And everyone was doing those change in the environment, which was touchless commerce, which is where we came up with a thought that if that's the key, how can we come up with something which is convenient to the consumer and still be relevant, and they still see us as one of the brand who is listening to them. And we came up with something, we call it 2 minutes pickup guarantee. So you all must have heard of Domino's having a 30 minutes guarantee in delivery. We changed that to a 2 minutes pickup guarantee. So it was a completely change in behavior, seeing how consumer perceives us. Because this market, if I have to see the channel-wise environment, and we are talking about omni-channel, so carry-out was the biggest contributor to my channel, and the carry-out is something that was shadowing off because people are not getting out. So I have to be relevant, so we came up with this app wherein they have to order through the app. Once they are ordering through the app, within the 100 meter of the range when they are into the store, they can do a check-in. As soon as they do the check-in, the store guy comes to know that the customer is waiting for the pizza, and we guarantee that within 2 minutes we will deliver it to you. And even if you don't want to enter the store, you had an option to give your car number, and the guy will come actually to your car and deliver the pizza. So that's how we were actually managing the mood swing of our girlfriends and ensure that we are still relevant and we are still the right prospecting guy that you should be looking for.
Thank you. I also think boyfriends have mood swings, FYI.
I was just going to say that.
Right? Cheers to that. Okay, TJ. From your observation, TJ, you have this immense research and data that you have with you. And from your perspective, share with us 1 or 2 key areas that brands and marketers should keep in mind when it comes to capturing the omni-channel customer experience. Your point of view.
Yeah, thanks. I think there's a lot of research on this, and you're right. So I'm absolutely going to quote. But I think the very nature of buying and selling has completely transformed and changed, right? Retailers actually like their in-store experiences, and shoppers actually enjoy that expertise in stores. And similarly, people who like to spend time online are also spending copious amounts of time researching what they like, comparing, asking their friends and family. So the very nature of the consumer experience is fluid. And to be quite honest, and I'm going to quote this, and I'm going to read this out because I don't want to get it wrong, but, $10 trillion market cap is poised to triple by 2027, and that's the scope of the marketing and commerce ecosystem that we're going to be a part of. In addition to that, another key fact and trend I just like to add here is really interesting because we're living in an economy which is considered growth markets. I recently moved from the Middle East, which is also considered a growth market. 1 billion digitally native consumers will enter the market. And these are economies from Indonesia. Actually, Indonesia is named number 1, India, Bangladesh, Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, and the Philippines. So the very nature of the marketing and sales commerce market has quadrupled. The other interesting element here is people are just more digitally savvy. And if you see the young generation that is entering our population and the percentage that accounts for, it's 36%. So I think this, and this is between 26 to 40, this also sort of underpins the very fact that we as marketers, as partners to clients, need to be amply aware of the consumer insight in the way people love to shop, and now people are looking for more purposeful brands to be connected to. So whether it's the boyfriend or girlfriend, or in between, you know, I'd love to be spoken to in the manner that I feel connected with, right? The other thing, and this is on the research part. The second interesting part is this concept of marketers and brands still don't know, and this is registered at 41%, still don't know how to use their data correctly. And that's a glaring fact, all right, from research. And this idea of how we can be more digitally smart brain connections, how can we do attribution between channels? And because this panel is focused on commerce, I'd like to add the value of weighting each channel in the consumer engagement and conversion process. And then future on, advocacy. It's also consumer lifetime value. And I'd leave you with these two main areas that are still front and central. They're not new by any measure of the imagination. But we are extremely deliberate and squarely focused on how we are going to attend to that with consumer insights, the right level of attribution between online and offline channels, and the ability to convert that into actions that can be positive and revenue generating for the brand.
Thank you, that's very interesting. And also Pahari mentioned earlier that, you know, if you're not able to utilize or collect your data, then you can't even get into the AI space. So yeah, thanks for that. Prashant. Hi. So you, Prashant, work with several, like multiple brands in Indonesia, right? What is the key importance of providing a consistent and personalized experience across all the touch points that you work with, especially from a customer's perspective?
Yeah, so I think it's quite important that when you try to build this omni-channel strategy or your experience for the consumers, there are 4 pillars on which you need to build this whole thing. Consistency, convenience, personalization, and efficiency, right? Consistency in the sense that though user might be on mobile app or at the store or website, the messaging has to be same. The user journey on all these platforms needs to be similar so that a user can easily figure out how to pick up the product and then go for either a cashier machine or checkout process to drive the conversions. And this is done very, like, you know, you see a lot of brands doing this very interestingly. Like, you know, if you see Nike website, the experience on the app, web, and when you go to the store, it's pretty similar. The way the products are placed, the way you see the consistency in terms of the product range, pricing, and the checkout process. In addition to this, when it comes to convenience, how do you make it easy for users to figure out the product and make it easy for them to choose the specific product? So offers, discounts, and all of that. How do you build convenience for the user to buy at that particular point where they are ready to purchase, right? Third thing is personalization. This is where you need a lot of data. And your data need to connect across different platforms. So you need to have a very good understanding, okay, this is the same user who left the website and is probably on my app or at my physical store. So you should not restart the journey for the user, but basically let him know, we already know you, these are the products you already like, and this is how we can actually offer you better discounts, offers on this particular channel so that you easily buy this product and drive conversions. And last thing is efficiency, right? So from an efficiency point of view, it is the making sure that from a e-commerce point of view, UI of the channels on which the user has to be seamless. When the user is at store, the checkout process has to be seamless. Payment solutions has to be seamless. It should not be that if the user is trying to transact, then you guide them on some other page and there's a lag in terms of getting the OTP and all of that. So keeping all these things in mind, efficiency is the most important part of this to make sure we have seamless omni-channel journey for the user. Yeah, that's
Great.
pretty much.
Thank you for sharing that point of view. Bu Lesley, hi. Jauh banget ya kita ya. All right. So many OTT platforms, especially yours, has changed the landscape of Indonesian entertainment. Tailor-making your content to accommodate the changing behaviors. So what drives you to make these changes and so quickly? Cepat banget. Do share your thoughts.
Probably we could see in Indonesia especially, we have been talking about it the entire day, about ASO, analog switch off for Indonesia. People are changing the way they are viewing entertainment. It used to be switching the channel and there's only one remote control for every TV set and everyone is trying to get the remote to get a channel that you want to watch. But now, with the digitalization, with OTT platforms like ours, we have to keep building different technologies and different functions so that the viewing is very, very different. So we are very lucky because we come from Tencent and Tencent has the best engineers. So they integrate a lot of the experiences of what we had. For example, Tencent has WeChat and they are very used to having a chatting app. So in our app, when you're watching, there's actually a chatting app on WeTV as well. And we call it nobar. Usually nobar is for you to watch together, but now we call it kombar, komentar bareng. So you comment together. Don't worry, there's a on and off button if you feel that it's too much. But what we are doing now with the AI, not only we are able to gather the data of which parts of the comments are coming in, the AI are able to see the sentiment of what they are saying. If it is a positive comment, then we know that the people love the scene. So initially we have been looking at all we have been putting in all the vocabularies of all the positive and the negative words, but turns out that Indonesians love emojis best. So we have to now build a new AI function to be able to see whether the AI, whether the emojis are showing that they are loving the scene or they are, or maybe they are just really angry against the antagonist, the evil person inside the show. So that's one of the functions that we have built. And another function that we also built right now, because we have a lot of gamification, we feel that when you're watching, it's not enough for you to just watch a content. You want to express something else other than just commenting. So now we build a function called Send Love. So if you're watching a content, you want to spend extra money on our platform, it's a free platform, you can watch our content for free. Everything is advertisement based. Now you can purchase coins for you to support the character that you love. And now we are building like different types of localized items for you to be able to buy. So we have like local food, local goodies, all these items for you to be able to send, or we can call it like you throw it at the character that you like. Or we also have like some like stinky bean for you to petek, you know, to send to the character that you really dislike, for example. So all these functions that we have built for the experience of the viewing. In addition to that, we know that some brands, especially when the content has started airing, it's too late for them to put in a built-in product inside the content. So we have seen a lot of brands being able to not only put in the brands through pre-roll ads, like for example, people 30-second ads or 15 seconds ad is not as powerful as when it is inside the content, but it's never too late. So now with AI, of course, or with the technology, the special effects that we have, we are able to put in the content later on, like after the content has finish airing. So all the consumers and all the brands requests that has come to us, technology has been able to integrate everything into the app while you watch, while you're being entertained, and you don't even know that it's coming to you.
Wow, that was a lot of new information. So thank you for sharing that. Mayank, back to you. As a brand, Domino's has been, at the forefront of digital innovation, from ordering apps to AI-powered executions to some extent for now. That's, at this point. But what are some of the challenges that come with implementing true omni-channel strategies that are highlighted from your side?
See, so one is that I just got love with the TV ad that you were doing. So I was thinking that how can I play with that? So I'll definitely download the app. Yeah, I'll definitely download that app after this. Coming back to Domino's, so basically, when it comes to technology like this, I would remember what the ex-global CEO of Domino's once said long back, that Domino's is not a pizza company. It's a technology company selling pizzas. So that's actually into our DNA, that everything that we do, it has to have a technology play into it. But as you said, the challenge is, so as I was giving that analogy of girlfriend and boyfriend relationship, so there are challenges always, and more than the external challenges, the challenges starts internal first, which is like your parents will say the girl is not good, or your brother says, I don't have an interest in it, I don't want you to be with her, which is where the first challenge, so when I'm talking about this, is about how are you going to convince your management that this is the right product that you are going to invest, whether the DNA still is technology, and what are the ways are you going to convince them that this is it. So I just remember one example. In 2015, I had this thought of 2013 actually, when the Siri was launched and S-Voice of Samsung was there, and then we were talking about the voice ordering, and I thought Domino should be the first one to do the voice ordering. When I went to the management, they said, no, you cannot. What are you talking about? So, which is where then I had to go back and convincing them, don't see the budget. I'm going to reduce one manpower at the store. He would not be attending the calls. He would be busy making the pizzas. So that's how there is a convincing which is required. Then is your deep pockets. Yeah. Do you have that much of appetite to spend? And how are you going to bring that cost? Again, for the same example, I said, okay, the deal with them, with my wingmans, which is the partners. The wingman's deal would be that we would be investing not as Domino's is going to invest, but as a partner, where this is something new, it becomes a case study, you invest, I invest, together we win. You will get more clients, I'll get more business. So the important part becomes the wingmans. You need to have the right wingmans, and then you need to start making the talents within your organization. And sometimes these challenges actually give rise to a newer opportunity, which I'll quote an example from Domino's Indonesia. So we were talking about data, how data is important. For Domino's, the data is, of course, very important. We are a delivery company. Data comes first to us, and managing the data becomes a key important factor. But again, the challenge remains, which is the first, we have a framework in our system, which is we call a 3D model of data management. And the first D is how to capture the data. And even if you're capturing the data, is the communication method using that data is relevant, or is it cheap that you can utilize the full data? For example, the cost of messaging in this market is so expensive that you cannot send a communication to everyone. So there comes that how to reduce that, which is where why don't we have a data which have an entity which is email. Email is a cheaper, maybe a lesser response, but from a reach perspective, you can reach further. So still a challenge, how to get the email. The user is not going to give you an email immediately. And then we came with a program called Scan and Win. And that has become like, it's still live. It's been 2 years we are running that program. Now what that program does is, sorry.
Okay, we're running short of time.
Yeah. So what that program does is, you can scan, it immediately shoots a chat bot, like you had a bot. and within the bot, it would ask you photos of the bill that you have created. We have an OCR in the backend, which scans the bill, and then we get the customer data, and we say there is a randomizer which will throw a discount. So every time you'll get a discount. The highest discount you can get an iPhone 14. The 15 has launched already. But the program has been running. We are successfully generating email addresses for our existing customers. And then we are running those data-driven programs to reach them out and work for us. It worked for us.
Nice, nice. Thank you, thank you. Sorry to push you a little bit because the timer is on my face right there. So TJ, very quickly, you know, having all the data that's needed and several pathways ahead, what is that one most important or significant key area in tech transformation that can help brands drive and scale better returns on digital sales and conversions? Because every brand is looking at that, right? There's an open eye. Everyone wants to just kind of know their returns.
Yeah, I think my answer is in simplicity. I think companies need to have top-level sponsorship to go forward with a system or an organizational-wide change to make tech transformation, tech implementation, tech adoption and usage a primary goal right up top. And when we think about technology from a marketing perspective or a retail media perspective should be a part of the company's target operating model when it comes to the use of consumer technologies to drive scale. That is a formative point in technology transformation. The second is if you don't have a talent operating model that is evangelizing the use, or in a company of people that we are enthusiasts, we are data enthusiasts or retail media enthusiasts or commerce or technology enthusiasts, if we don't have people who are deep in their expertise and craft to support our mission, that mission and ambition is lost upon us. The third aspect of technology transformation is when we are helping drive more efficiencies internally in the organization. So helping garner efficiencies of talent, of tools, of ways of working, and usage in the technology formation. And I think from the perspective of commerce technology transformation, let's assume if there was a technology that could help us create, build, distribute, optimize, use the right forecasting AI and ML models, and create a feedback loop from an insights perspective that can help you keep your campaigns at level and at performance, that tool and that group of tools would be the answer to how we can drive value.
Thank you.
And I'm right on time.
Now I'm going to complete this round because it's rather unfair, so just give me a few more minutes. Prashant, earlier you mentioned about the seamless journey, right? And how important that is, especially when you're looking at online and offline channels, data integration, customer profiling, personalization. Give me one key ingredient that brands must have, like, you know, like TJ mentioned about the entire loop, right? What's anything you have to add to that?
I think the most important thing is data, right? If you do not have data, then this whole thing is very, very difficult to do. Let me give you an example. Like we have a very interesting product which we recently built, which is only looking at O2O, and we are creating a massive loyalty program at grassroots level. And this platform works seamlessly in terms of collecting data and then using it across different channels. How it works is basically, we've actually tied up with like 2,000 stores across Indonesia and have built their online stores on that platform for these offline stores. Now, these pages then have coupons of brands which run geo-targeting campaigns and other campaigns, where user discovers a coupon online, and then user downloads that coupon online, and after that user can actually go to the store and purchase product at like XYZ% discount, which is available on the coupon. So the entire journey from online of discovering the product to offline going to the store is amazing. But behind that, we've connected all the data points. How to make sure that the same ID of the user gets communicated to the store where the coupon will be availed, and how does the same information flows both side, customer side as well as on the retail side. And that's the beauty of creating omni-channel experience. So you need to invest in technology. You need to invest in technology to create seamless data flow across different channels, not just on your channel, but if you have retail partners, you need to connect your systems with that retail channel to provide that convenience for the user, so that when they go to the store, they can easily avail those discounts. So I think, again, point is data is key, and how do you create that data flow for seamless experience for the user is the key point in creating this omni-channel experience for customers.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Lesley, over to you for the last question. You also work with several brands and businesses, right? So how would a platform such as yours utilize the technology that you have to help brands amplify their services in the digital and physical commerce channels?
Maybe just to add as well, not only to have data available for brands, it's very important to also have a very strong infrastructure. So because entertainment, when we are watching a content, just to give a little bit of perspective, in Indonesia, the highest grossing ticket sales of a local movie to date is around 11 million tickets of box office tickets sold in history, Indonesian history. 11 million tickets is the overall sales. But when we were airing Layangan Putus, when it's so viral, it's my dream mas, not her, you know, that very famous phrase, we hit over 15 million views in a day. So when you have such huge streaming wave of volume coming in, you need to make sure that brands that were giving us all the advertisements at that time, everything have to be delivered seamlessly, because those doesn't come again on another day. When it's viral, it's viral. You need to be able to deliver everything that you promise to the brands. So we are very grateful, because infrastructure, of course, is very important, and that it will give the seamless viewing experience in addition to the great content that you have to offer to the users.
Okay, luar biasa.
Thank you.
Closing question, cepat-cepat, one sentence, tapi, okay? Mayank, one thing you have learned or gathered or gained from your co-panelists. One sentence only, cepat.
I'll use that app, the WeTV, that's whether it's something new. So I'll definitely gonna try those AI effects.
Awesome. TJ.
I think on partnerships and ecosystem alliances, I think it's really important to have an ecosystem. And I think you brought it up, interoperability between ecosystem partners. I think it's a big one, and collaboration between them to drive better scale for consumers is important.
Fantastic. PC.
Yes, convenience. Looking at the car number, you delivering things is great, man.
Lesley.
Domino's delivery might be more reliable than a boyfriend, right? That's the topic today.
All right, awesome. Terima kasih Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu. Terima kasih semuanya. Awesome, great. Have a great evening. And yeah, we're waiting for the next panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms.
Foto
Shanti,
bareng. Makasih.
and all the panels. Yes, thank you very much. Of course, we'd like to take an official photo with everyone, if you will. Let's have an official photo of all of our great speakers. It's such an amazing opportunity to be under the same roof with so many thought leaders in their fields. Amazing. Can we have another round of applause for our speakers for this session, everyone?